The most important thing to understand when it comes to sentence basics is that all sentences must have a subject and a predicate. Subject is a noun or pronoun, predicate is a verb or verb phrase. In the sentence Ophelia wept, Ophelia is the subject and wept is the predicate. If we said Ophelia had wept, then Ophelia would be the subject and had wept would be the predicate. It's a predicate phrase. Now in the case of go, the verb is go and the subject you is implied. Nouns are people, activities, concepts, conditions, events, groups, feelings, and times. I know we thought that they were people, places, and things, but it's more than that. Sadness can lead to depression. Sadness is the subject. We have singular nouns, plural nouns, and collective nouns, which is important to know when coupling with verbs. An article is the, an, or a. The is a definite article, the alphabet. There's only one, while a and n are indefinite. If you're unsure whether something is a subject, put the, a, or n in front of it. If it doesn't work, it's not a subject. A pronoun is a word that substitutes another word, usually a noun. Now, using pronouns helps spare us from monotonous repetition, redundancy. On the way home, Dot sat on the bus next to Dan. Dot didn't say much, but Dot offered Dan a stick of gum. Dot also let Dan use Dot's iPod, which was Dot's way of saying thanks to Dan for helping Dot with Dot's homework. That's too much. Now, we want to change some to pronouns, but not all. So we'll start with Dot and Dan on the first sentence. Dot sat next to Dan on the bus. Then we want to change some things. She didn't say much, but we don't even need Dot there. Dot but offered him a stick of gum. Dot also let Dan use her iPod. We can use Dot and Dan again because we don't want to have too many pronouns, which was her way of saying thanks to Dan for helping her with her homework. I think that works. Subject pronouns name the people, places, and things that are described in the sentence. Those are the people who perform the action. She is weird. She is. In the sentence, it was he who turned out the light. Turned out is the action. Who did the action? He did the action. So he is the subject pronoun. Turned out is the predicate. The object pronoun is the one person or place or thing that is being acted upon. So we know that the music is the subject because it has the article the. The music subject. What is the music? Carried is your predicate. And the thing being acted on is them. Them is your object pronoun. In the case of the next sentence, he asked her to call him on his cell phone. Well, we have three pronouns, really. The first pronoun is the subject pronoun. He did the asking. Her is an object pronoun. Who did he ask? He asked her. She is being acted upon. Call is also a predicate being acted upon him, the object pronoun. Subject pronouns are I, he, she, they, we, and you, while object pronouns are me, him, her, them, us, and you. Now, generally, the subject pronoun goes in the beginning of the sentence before the predicate. He, this is a subject predicate, or subject pronoun. Asked is your action or your verb. Her, the object pronoun being acted upon. And to call, predicate, verb, him, the object pronoun on his cell phone. When pairing pronouns, this is where we get into trouble. Most people want to say the teacher and her argued about the test grade, but that's wrong. Well, how do we know that that's wrong? If we know that it's a subject pronoun, then we know that right away. But if we don't, we can do a quick little trick. The teacher and she is the subject. If we cross out the teacher and, she becomes the subject. She argued about the test grade is correct. We wouldn't say her argued about the test grade. Likewise, with the object pronoun, a bond developed between me and Sarah. If we took out and Sarah, it would be a bond developed with me. Now, when we do a comparison, we need to kind of imply the second verb. So Jackie runs faster than she runs. It wouldn't be Jackie runs faster than her, it would be than she, because runs is implied. My brother has bigger feet than I. That should actually be have, because has and have is the same verb. My brother has bigger feet than I have. Same with Carol is tough as he is. Carol is, he is. And a woman such as I am could solve the problem. When we get into we and us, we also tend to couple them with the words that are associated with them. So we boys, we women. If we delete the noun again that is associated with the pronoun, we can figure it out. We don't say us seniors decided to take a day off from school in late May, although many people would do that. If we cross off seniors, we see that the logical answer is we. We decided to take a day off from school in late May. Likewise, this award was presented to we students by the faculty? No. Once we take out students, we see that the logical answer is this award was presented to us by the faculty. There's first person, second person, and third person. We need to focus on the third person because third person actually has what's called indefinite third person. There are singular indefinite and there are plural indefinite. What does that mean? Well, neither, everybody, all, any, none, nothing, somebody. All of those are indefinite. We don't know what the number is, so it's difficult to determine whether it's singular or plural. The best thing you can do is pause your computer, stop, and write all these down and try to commit them to memory because they can be very tricky and difficult to remember. So pause your computer and stop so that we can make sure that you have that correct.